Okay, there we go. We are live. All right, so this is another video about my favorite topic that I've been talking about so much lately, portals. A lot of people misunderstand what a portal is or have a slightly off perception about it, and it becomes scary or it becomes confusing, and that's because it is partially, in one way or another, the unknown. And when we don't know what things are, it changes our entire reality because we define our reality in our minds first. First, everything is a conception, right? And this brings me to the topic of this video. What exactly is a portal as far as thought? How do portals relate to the mind? And why should I not be afraid of these portals? In my last video, I spoke about how there are all kinds of portals, positive and negative. They are all light and shadows as a dance, being projected in and out from the original light. So what makes a portal a bad one? How do we recognize it? Which portals should we stay away from or be aware of? When we consider that everything is one, which is the ultimate truth, we right away know that we have nothing to fear because everything is just a reflection of self, the original light. Even the shadows, because inside the shadow is the light. The opposite is hiding inside. Okay? So, portals are really just thoughts. And the more we give a thought power, the more that thought grows, further crystallizing it into form in our reality. So thoughts are just portals, and there are all different kinds of portals. You form portals each moment by everything that you observe and everything you choose to dive into that's seemingly outside of you. You look at it, then you think of it in your mind, and you dive in and you create a bigger portal of that original thought. So there are people who form groups and think things together. So they form things together because of that, because thoughts become things, right? So if thoughts become things, which they do, and we've now scientifically proven that from many different angles, it's about time to accept this, right? When thoughts become things, what does that mean then about everything that we're looking at, which is seemingly outside of us? Everything that we're looking at, which is a thing then, is a form of something that's already been thought of or conceived. Therefore, everything around us becomes material for us to use to go back into our own minds and our own thought. Everything that we're looking at is a product of conception in the mind. It's a birth of that conception. So there's all this material, all this stimulation to produce more conceptions, more thoughts, for more creations. This is an example of the eternal promise, the promise between God and man, or between the two within the one, that life shall be multiplied for an eternity. When you consider life in terms of the mind, okay, the principle of mentality, that everything begins here, but not just here, the here that's connected to the there, which is the place outside of time and space, you see. When we consider this, everything changes. We begin to understand that eternal life from a multidimensional perspective, where we see that it's happening each moment, new life being born because new thoughts being born, new thoughts being conceived, immaculate conception of ideas becoming our reality, becoming form, taking form, crystallizing. So every thought is a Mandelbrot that we can dive into if we choose to. Just like when we look at something, anything in our surroundings, we can choose to focus in on that or focus out and away and onto another one. Any thought that we choose to focus on grows, flowers in our mind's eye, and then becomes reality. Therefore, anything we look at around us in our reality, outside of us with these two eyes, becomes a portal. that we can look at and conceive an endless number of ideas about. They're just observations. Observations form these portals. Okay, so our eyes then mimic what's happening on the inside with the inner eye. The inner eye envisions things, although it's coming from a space of darkness. So we can envision what we want. It starts there. We envision things on the inner board, blackboard, or screen of the mind's eye. We conceive them, and then they are born, flowering out into manifestation, taking form as our reality. And we do the same thing with these eyes, a continuation, a multiplication of that same vision. So first we have the vision inside with the single eye. It's manifested outside in many different ways. And then these eyes are the splitting of that vision and the flipping outward of that vision to see the many manifestations that have come of that original conception. And then we get to play and look even further into, with these two eyes now, the flipped upside down and inside out reality as a product of conception of the inner. So the two eyes are doing what the one eye does, but splitting it into two and reversing it, okay? So everything we look at then becomes more stimulation, more opportunities, infinite opportunities for us to explore the portal that was created, initiated inside, multiplying the life and light of that original thought. We are a world within worlds within worlds. Every thought a Mandelbrot, a portal. So going back to what I said about dark portals or dark thoughts, or which portals do we want to stay out of, which portals do we want to be not scared of, but aware of, that their existence is very real. And these are, again, thoughts that have become things and are growing. There are people that form groups just for the purpose of focusing on a single thought. Take religion, for example. Those are huge portals. Religions are huge pools of energy where people just keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them with their private thoughts inside the darkness of their mind's eye, but also with their very real thoughts that of this reality, you know, on this physical plane, speaking about it each moment, exchanging thoughts about it with others, dialogue about it, just giving it all their power and energy in thought form and in, you know, and then various other forms. So religions become huge portals that we can get sucked into. If you choose to, that's fine. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Everything in this life is, you know, everything has its reverse. That's all I'll say. But the thing is, we can get pulled in. And even if you find yourself creating your own portal of religion, that's beautiful too, so long as it's your own and it's a projection from your own heart light. So we can carefully tread around the edges of any portal with no fear. Any of them, no matter how large, it doesn't matter, it's all you. And we can look in, and we can say, I'm curious about that portal. But once you bond with it and you step in, it pulls you in like a dream. And the subconscious just runs free. And everything that comes with that portal, all of its attachments, all of the people, all of their minds and their hearts become one with yours. All parts of it, whether you want those other parts or not. Even if it was just the original thing that you heard that pulled you in, you become connected to all of the threads that are connected to that light of the portal. That's the thing to be aware of. So don't be afraid that there are all these portals out there. There's an infinite amount. There always will be more and more popping in and out of existence. You don't have to be afraid. Look upon any and all that you wish. Explore, have fun. But the ones that you focus on and give your energy to are the ones that pull you in. For example, if you are hearing or listening to other people's thoughts about their portals, whether it's religion or food or anything, could just be like seemingly mundane thoughts about their day. When you're listening, you're receiving, you're becoming receptive. You are embodying the receptive force, your feminine side, and you're opening to receive, and therefore bonding with what they are giving you, what they're feeding you, what they're filling you with. So be aware of that. And so, yeah, you know, there are small portals that people are creating with conscious awareness, maybe yoga groups or whatever, any groups that elevate our consciousness, awareness. And then there are also small groups that people are forming that they're not even aware. Maybe a group of friends that gets together once a week to, you know, discuss whatever the topic is, whether positive or negative in your judgmental perspective, doesn't matter. Portals are always being created, consciously or unconsciously. They're being created with every single thought we have. So yes, there are beings out there who are very aware of this and are highly intelligent, who are consciously creating portals for you to enter. And some of those might not have the best intentions. Those portals might not be so happy. And they might be very powerful. Yes, the cabal or the this or the that, the people who are, you know, want to suck us into the portals. It doesn't matter how big and strong they're projecting their light to be or their dark to be, their portal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't have to get sucked into any portal because we know that everything is us and we know what a portal really is. It's all thought. That's all every reality is. It starts here. Principle of hermetics. The principle of mentality. Everything is created there. Everything starts there. So then all of those portals, big or small, good or bad, they all become fair game. It's up to you to stay true to the truth of who you are and who you are in connection to the mind, to really understand what a portal is so that you know what to look for, that's all. And also, if you close your eyes, you'll still know what to look for, but you'll be looking in a different way. You'll be looking within, turning your eye to your light to see the truth. So you're either looking for the truth or you're looking for the truth. And when you look for the truth with the single eye, the third eye inside, it's more of a feeling. You will know. So with the help of these eyes to see and this eye to see, feel, we create a compass, a connection to the compass, the inner compass, that will always guide your way to which portals you should be giving your energy to. If you know your goal, if you know what it is you're after, then everything, every portal is either in support of the deepening of that greater one portal, or it's not, and it takes you farther away from it. And the good thing is that even if you fall into a dark portal, you'll always come back to the light. Ultimately, there's no need to fear a thing. What on earth do you have to fear when you're everywhere? Gonna get your share, and we all shine on like the moon and the stars and the sun. Everyone, it's true. You're a star. You have nothing to fear. Have fun. Go dive into those portals of the mind. Go into those black holes, and you'll find on the other side the light, because the truth lies hidden in its opposite. So, it doesn't matter how big or small the portal is, remember their nature as thought. And remember where it all begins, in the center of the center, where we all meet. Thanks for tuning in. And Shabbat Shalom!